Speaking of one, this one actually kind of blows my mind a little bit. I don't know how to say this, but there's the person that made it. I'm gonna click on this so you can get a better close-up image of it. This is a neon cat. They used 600 objects. They shared a second screenshot on the post that they used 600 objects to create this pixel art using the different sparklers and things like that in the game to create their own unique pixel art. This looks amazing and incredible, and I can only imagine how long this took just to figure out what you need to place and then to also place them one at a time individually. I can only imagine it being even more difficult if it was mobile. I don't think this was done on mobile, but if it was done on mobile, that's even more dedication. So hats off to you. You did an excellent job there. And speaking of excellent jobs, we have another one here by X Peaches. This one is fantastic. Here, I'll get a close-up image. As you can see here, here's a close-up image. It looks pretty good. Now, it's using kind of like the default island shape a little bit. Like, it seems like they only tweaked it slightly when they were doing the shaping of the island, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted to point that out because it doesn't look like too much was really adjusted in the terms of the shape. But it's very basic, and the main reason why I wanted to show this one is because you don't have to do something absolutely insane and use every single space that you have available to yourself. You don't have to use every single tile that's available on the party island when you're editing and making a map and things like that to make something that looks pretty good. You can do something smaller scale like this. This isn't any bigger than a default island, and it looks amazing. They have trees placed absolutely wonderfully. They have some bushes around here in great places. The island is a pretty good shape. It gets a little bit square over here, but the trees kind of cover it up, so it kind of balances itself out. It looks pretty good. They did an excellent job with the shape. They did an excellent job with where the house is, this path. Everything about this just looks pretty great and wonderful overall. I really especially love the use of log slices as stepping stones. I've always said for the longest time that these are kind of like the only things we have close to a stepping stone, and that we should get stepping stones in the game. I don't know why we don't have stepping stones in the game. It would be excellent and amazing, and it would totally fit. It would even look pretty good on the main map in some places, I think. But these as stepping stones I think look pretty great. I'm not a huge fan of like flowers and clovers sitting on those, because I think that looks kind of weird, but that's my own personal opinion, because why is there just a clover just like sitting on that? It makes no sense in my head, so it just looks weird to me. I know a lot of people like that style, but I don't like having stuff that makes no sense in places like that, like a clover off here, and a leaf over here, and another leaf over here, and stuff like this. It looks fine because it's like on grass or on dirt or somewhere where it should be, but then you have it like perfectly on these like stepping stone stuff or whatever you're trying to make this out to be, and it just looks weird to me. They did a good job with how they shaped it and placed them and everything like that, rather than it just being a straight line. They kind of did it like a little zigzaggy type thing, and it just looks good overall. Of course, they have some fairy circles in some different places. Really, seemingly, that's what these are supposed to be. They're little circles of mushrooms. They look pretty nice and pretty cool. They have a nice little sitting area here where you can enjoy a weird green beverage or a coconut beverage. Ooh, that's probably pretty delicious. They chose a pretty good season for this. Not 100% sure why there's a bag of flour out here in the middle of the woods behind the pumpkins, or behind the farm or whatever, but hey, who am I to judge? Maybe you like to bake outside, I don't know. But this looks pretty good. Their little farm looks pretty good. I hate that they're using an apple barrel, but hey, who am I to judge? Except I am judging, and I think you're terrible because you like apples. They have this also is another tiny little thing that also kind of confuses me a little bit, but like the bookshelf over here seems kind of weird. And before I close off the video, and before I close off this one here, I do want to mention one more thing about this that is, it looks good, but in terms of gameplay, it looks bad, or it doesn't look bad, but it plays bad in terms of gameplay, and that's all these tiny pebbles that are on the path. Like, you got one here, and another one here, and more over here by the house. Those look good because they kind of add to the whole, like, path system, or, like, the way that it looks like a path. But they're obviously terrible because they have a collider to them, and so if you're actually trying to get to the house, you're going to struggle so much to actually walk down this path and then up this path to get into the house, because It's terrible. I don't know why those tiny little pebbles have colliders. I've also said that for the longest time, that some of these tiny rocks should not have colliders and you should be able to just like walk over them. But hey, I don't know. But that does create an issue when you're trying to play on this island. But it does look good, and so does pretty much everything else on this island. I had more to say about this one rather than the other ones, because the other ones were mostly just like pixel art. So like, what am I supposed to say about it other than, hey, that's pretty cool, that took a lot of time. This one's also pretty good too, but again, I can't really say much to it because it all just kind of looks the same everywhere, just different ruins and floating islands and stuff. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do feel free to become a channel member, to like the video, share the video, subscribe even, and do all wonderful things like that. Because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.